Trump signed an executive order starting 2026, public housing, all that, you get 2 years maximum. You can only be on housing for 2 years maximum. And after that, you got to figure out what you're going to do.
I know T. Where we at?
I'm an angel.
It's Mr.
Yeah, Devil's Angel too. Let's go.
Guess what, y'all? Trump signed an executive order starting 2026, public housing, all that, you get 2 years maximum. You can only be on housing for 2 years maximum. And after that, you got to figure out what you're going to do. And I think that's a good thing because a lot of these women be getting on this housing and Section 8 and they be sitting on it 5, 6, 7 years, however long they was allowing them to. And they get lazy, they go buy all these Birkin bags, get all this extra and then they want to sit up here and act like they just balling when in fact the government is helping you. So one thing they don't do, they won't go get a great paying job because they know the better the job, the more rent they have to pay. See, a lot of them don't want to do that. I think it's a great thing. It's an opportunity for most of these people out here who want Section 8 and housing, women and men, because men be getting help too, that you can get up and go do something instead of sitting around for 4 or 5 years on Section 8 of housing. Free game.
Listen, let me tell you something. If my rent was $38 a month.
Oh my gosh, I would love it.
Yo, it would be so hard to get. It would be so hard to get off that. And you know what? The system, it doesn't motivate parents or families to get off of the system. I mean, shit, man, my shit was 30. If my mortgage was
and you paying my utility bills?
If my mortgage was like $72 a month, my God. I'm paying for the year.
Look.
Listen.
I'm going on all the vacations.
What?
I've never been on Section 8 or anything like that, but as a real estate investor, no, I need that. No, I don't want you to shorten it to 2 years. I want these people to stay in my houses forever. Okay, you can pass some vouchers down. So listen, Trump. Hey, brother. All right, do your thing. We can't do that. We can't do that. You're
messing with my money.
You're messing with my money. Okay, I need them people to be able to do their thing. Listen, I am all for the advancement of my people, NAACP. But hey. If it's hard out here for a pimp, let them
it's
them
like
keep running.
It's a double-edged sword. I mean, I get it from CJ's perspective because I'm there too. It's like both ends. I remember at one point when I was younger, like in my 20s, I used to be envious. At the time, I didn't understand though.
Yeah.
I used to be envious of girls that was walking around with the bags, and I'm like, damn. And here it is, I'm struggling.
They got on the Sergio Valentes.
Like, I can't remember everything else, and it's like, okay, and I'm working like a dog, and I'm like, damn, only thing I can really do is pay my rent. But guess what? Who bought a house at the age of 20? I did.
Mm-hmm. Well, shit, girl, you was working on the railroad since you was 4.
Look, shut up. So it's like, you know what? But as I got older, I'm starting to like really understand. I'm like, wait a minute, these girls ain't paying no bills. They ain't got no responsibilities. I'm like, look, I'm set.
The modern Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, hey, you can call me whatever you want.
On the men working on the chain. Yeah.
Don't you know?
But let me ask you. See, y'all have rental properties. So I want to ask both of y'all. Is that helpful for you? Him cutting Section 8 or only not cutting it, but allowing them 2 years? You know what I'm saying?
So I agree with CJ.
As landlords?
2 years is not enough because it's like, damn, you get comfortable. You want that extended Section 8 money. That's guaranteed money.
Guaranteed.
Because Section 8 rental terms is for 2 years. So basically you're only giving them that one term. That's it.
Again, when you got a good tenant that takes care of your place,
right,
pays their rent on time and all that, you want them to be there forever.
Yeah.
So it's like if they only there for 2 years, now they got to go somewhere. If you're the type of landlord, say you got multiple properties, then you could probably just move them around. That's a little bit more work for you, but at least you can move them around. But if you don't have a lot of different places for them to go and they got to go somewhere else, now I got to vet a new tenant, make sure that they pay their rent and they ain't gonna mess your house. So it's like you gotta go through that process. But every 2 years,
but Let me ask you: aren't they already vetted because they're going through the Section 8 system?
No,
they not?
no,
The system don't vet them. They just qualify.
Only thing that they do is qualify to get the assistance
income.
because of the financial assistance that they need.
Yeah, the income.
Only thing that the government do is help them based on their current quote unquote income. However, as the landlord, we have to want to do the vetting. We have to want to do the background check process and all that, and making sure, like, hold up, you want to look into everything, especially when it comes to Section 8, because you stuck into that contract for that 2 years. It's hard to break out of a Section 8 contract. And it's like you got to put everything in writing, because I've even had a tenant that changed the locks. Like, you can't change the locks.
Eviction is
that's like oh my gosh, that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother process.
In the city of Philadelphia, I got a tenant right now. I've been trying to evict her for the past year.
She ain't paid no rent.
Lord. So, L Boogie says, now, how is this helping people on fixed incomes? Where are they going to go because they can't pay market value for the apartments they're in?
So I'm thinking to answer his question. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like pros and cons to it. So, I mean, I get it, but then also at the same time, it's like, okay, sometimes 2 years is not enough time, especially for someone that has children or someone who was abused or whatever like that. 2 years is not a lot of time, because it's like you blink and 2 years is up.
Yeah, he wrote that up on like January 28th or something, and they froze it on February 3rd.
Right.
Because again, the misnomer that most people don't know and don't think about is 88% of people who use government subsidy are white. So most people don't think that. You think Section 8 and you think food stamps, and it's always trying to tell
black and brown people.
Black and brown
First
people.
thing that coming to mind is black and brown people.
And 86 to 88% of all government subsidy, any kind of assistance, goes to white people. So they know for a fact that if he does that as a whole, it's going to be way more, because just the law of numbers, it's only 40 million of us here, and it's what, 200 million of them or something. So
yeah, and see that'd be my other issue, because especially for me, which is why I got into it, is for housing instabilities. I more so got into it for females with children that was coming from, let's say, foster homes and stuff like that. After they
domestic violence situation,
because they don't be having nowhere to go.
Okay,
yeah, like
so that's what got me started, because I used to have girls that I used to mentor, and they didn't have nowhere to go, and because I had this contract that I can only help you in this shared space. Outside of this shared space, it was like I felt like I was in between a rock and a hard place. Like, how can I help this girl without getting in trouble, by the agency that I'm, working with to help you through? So it's like, I got to find, something else.
Okay. You heard it here. We help everybody. Trump cut it out. But now I do know he's trying to cut the government and the federal spending. But you got to do it some other kind of way, man. Again, I seen a report that said that, like, the government spent a couple years ago, they spent like, I want to say it was like $12 million on breakfast, like coffee, donuts and stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, you could cut that.
Yeah.
They don't need to spend, like, they can buy their own goddamn coffee and donuts.
Right.
So you can cut that. Yeah, but don't cut stuff that people need to survive.
Really need. Yeah,
and that's probably for like their little gatherings and stuff. You know how they be doing their little stuff.
Yeah, they just have meetings.
Give me some breakfast.
Toilet seats and all that, toilets and all that. Yeah, cut that BS down.
All of it.
I mean, this JAWN podcast.
You know what? Probably all those FBI agents, and you know how those FBI agents and cops, they always drinking coffee and donuts. That's probably what that was.
Are you stereotyping all law enforcement officers?
That was very stereotypical.
Are you? Yeah. That was very.
My grandfather was a detective.
Police racist.
It's not, because my dad was in the police department, so I'm not stereotyping anybody.
Hey, we don't know.